What's up, y'all? It's Joe Master Lee.
And Lulu.
So, this video is going to be a doozy, y'all. A couple months ago, Lulu comes up to me and goes, John, have you heard of OnlyFans?
Yes. So, John, I want to do OnlyFans.
Yes.
Can you help me?
So, my response to that, you're going to find out. Alright, so by the time this video probably comes out, you will know what we ultimately decided to do when Lulu said she wanted to do OnlyFans. She wanted to think about it and, potentially put herself out there for the world to see her coochie and moochie and...
Maybe not the coochie.
Well, wanted to do YouTube, yet you haven't done YouTube. After 1,000 videos, I made a whole another video about this. You really didn't do anything, and that inspired you. So, all right, I'm going to go start up my own channel, which she did. And you've been posting content up, perhaps not to the aspired goals that you set for yourself, but you've definitely at least continue the process. But the thing is that I don't think you got really far with it. And then once again, you spring one of those, I want to do something else. Like, it's one of those things where every couple months she's got this new idea of like, this is my new dream. This is what I want to do.
It's ADD thing.
And this is the latest one. So when I heard like, yeah, I want to do OnlyFans, honestly, I just brushed it off. I'm like, whatever. Because I didn't think you would actually take it seriously. Especially since my understanding of OnlyFans was that it was
an adult.
Yeah, it was a very adult thing. Like, it was for adult entertainers to have a way to connect with their fans, to create a more intimate experience. And, they would pay for more personal digital services. So that was my understanding of it.
Right.
So what was your understanding of OnlyFans when you mentioned you wanted to do OnlyFans?
My understanding was it's kind of similar to Instagram, but you can post more of revealing, because what I thought on Instagram, you can't really post something that is too revealing, what's that word? Suggestive.
Sexual.
Sensual.
Sensual.
And stuff like that with all
taboo. So what is your definition of too sensual? Nipples popping out?
Right. Or like you're wearing, let's say, sheer where you can see the nipple, or too sexy here that, you can see some of your bum bum.
The hair's like sticking through the thin fabric.
Ew.
Why is this a problem for you?
Who would want to watch that?
Hey, there's a fetish for everyone.
Oh, yes, true.
Respect. What makes you think that Instagram suddenly is not enough for you? Because you started Instagram too.
Oh, yeah.
You were like, I want to do Instagram. And you barely post.
Right. So what makes me think is that because instead of me, because I love to, again, flaunt pictures and do fashion thing, posting it on Instagram, you're kind of like wasting your time. That's why I stopped posting there, or I don't post constantly, because then you're not progressing, or I don't know how to say it. While on OnlyFans, you can make some dollars.
Aha! Okay,
right?
So the truth comes out.
Right.
What you were thinking about OnlyFans.
Because it takes so long to make money on Instagram and on YouTube. There's certain...
Now this sounds like Lulu.
Right?
So, if I were to interpret this, you were saying it takes too much work to turn this into a viable career path or a money-making opportunity. But for OnlyFans, I just need to show some nipple and I can make money today. Right? Did I summarize that just about correctly?
Maybe.
Oh my God.
Well, that's what I was understanding.
Okay, well, at least you're fair enough to at least admit it.
Yeah, it's up to you. It's up to you on how you're going to post.
But yeah, you were thinking about more mature
OnlyFans
content, and you were happy to do that because ultimately you're like, well, I can make money right away.
Right away.
Even though I know how to make money on YouTube and I can teach you how to make money quicker, you still think that I would rather go do this
on OnlyFans, you can just do a quick photo shoot, right? And then short videos. Unlike YouTube, you gotta have to prepare a lot. Although there's no difference of preparing when you do the OnlyFans, because with my content, I like it not just like a selfie. I prepare for my content. So it's almost similar, but at the same time, it's less time and effort to, is it less time and effort? Or,
well, you're going to find out.
Because I feel like...
I mean, this is the big thing we need to find out, right? But I think you're summarizing it here, right? In addition to what I just said, the other part of it is it's less work. You're not willing to put in the work to build these other channels. Although, quite frankly, I can't imagine anything that's less work than Instagram. I mean, Instagram is the lowest barrier to entry, to commitment, to post daily. You can literally just post whatever you want on Instagram every day and build a following if you just stick to it. But that's something, I don't know. It's, I think, a whole separate story we can get into. But that was what went through my head, which is, I don't think you're going to stick to this because it's just flavor of the month. But I can see the appeal. I'm willing to bet the reason why you came to me for it is because you must have saw it or someone told you and then someone said, easy money.
Yes, a lot of people, when I did the research, I was watching YouTube, it is an easy money, but I knew it's going to be difficult because there's no way to promote your account, right? Instagram is going to, I don't know, they're going to ban you or maybe not ban, but they're going to shadow you. They call it shadow. I don't exactly
here's the thing, right? I think you understand that part, but it's puzzling to me because what I have constantly said to that, if you want to ultimately be an entertainer, you have to find your audience, do whatever it takes to build an audience, right? And if you're telling me it's that hard to build an audience and too stressful to build it on YouTube and too much to build it on Instagram, it is 10 times harder to build it on OnlyFans. I guarantee you. Because these other platforms, their secret formula is that they have an algorithm that recommends content to people. That's why they're so valuable. They are so good at recommending the right kind of content that you want to watch until you stick with it. And that's how you grow. OnlyFans doesn't do that. There is no recommendation system because it's mature content at the end of the day. Although they may eventually introduce something like that. I can see them doing it. But right now, you have to bring in your own audience. And I'm willing to bet, without digging much further, that the vast majority of people who go on OnlyFans don't make money. And the ones who are willing to do more extreme things, which is get naked and maybe even sex acts, they probably can make some money.
That's right.
But it's almost inevitable. Almost every one of these platforms, unless you're in the top 1%, you can't do it for a living. It's not viable. Even on YouTube, we are now technically in the top 1%. At 100,000 subscribers, we have enough subscribers and make enough money to consider top 1%. But you know how much we make, and it's far below what my income was when I was working full-time in the tech industry. Like, far below, right? And so I think this is one of the things that if you want to think about OnlyFans, you really need to think this through. That was my reaction, right?
Right.
My reaction was that the more she kept bringing this up was that she needs to dig into this to really understand whether or not this is a truly viable opportunity and whether or not you can stick with it.
Right.
Well, I first heard about OnlyFans a couple years ago.
A couple years ago?
Yeah, they've been around a couple years now.
Oh.
But they started off so it's interesting. They started off as a platform for social media influencers to have these kind of connections and pay. You could pay like your favorite music artist or like, hey, how you doing? And personal shout outs, kind of stuff like that. It's like personal shout outs, right? And then they were either acquired or, mostly majority owned by this company or someone who owns a company that was in the webcam business. And webcam business is huge, adult entertainment content.
So that's how
he was like, this could be big money and that's when the influx of all these adult entertainers came in. And that's how it started to blow up. I think it really blew up in the last 6 months because now people are stuck at home. And so a lot of average girls are going like, what? I need to supplement my income. This doesn't seem that hard.
Right.
And because of that, it suddenly became, ironically enough, like mainstream again.
Right.
So suddenly every social media influencer go like, you know what? I think I can do this. And some of them are, posting up, I would say more scantily clad, but they aren't naked. And some other ones actually are going full naked. Yeah. But man, once someone like Cardi B comes on board, actually Cardi B used to be a stripper, so I don't think that's a big stretch for her. I can see something like for her.
No, but she literally mentioned it. I'm not going to be naked there. It's more of like a behind the scenes.
You know what? She gets filmed naked, flashing her boobies all the time. She doesn't do it on Instagram, but, you could tell she's kind of held back. And if she was let loose, she would be freaking hilarious. She has no what's the word? Inhibition when it comes to like just showing whatever side of her, saying whatever she wants.
Yeah.
So I have no doubt that you will see glimpses of her naked there. I don't think it's the kind of thing like, well, I'm going to strip for you type of thing, because quite frankly, Cardi B doesn't need to do that anymore. Cardi B is like, I put out whatever I want and you will see what my life is like, versus let me just cater to what you want individually. If she did that, she would have to charge $100,000 per personal post, right?
That's true.
Can you imagine someone getting like a personal message from Cardi B playing with herself like a stripper? That's
Holy
big
cow.
money. But yeah, she's on there now. And then Bella Thorne went on there, the ex-Disney princess who, you know, honestly caused more controversy than good, because she said she was going to post news and then she didn't. But yeah, it opened up the gateway for a lot of people. When it got to that point recently, my mind started to change about what OnlyFans is as well. So I was like, all right, you know what? Everyone seems to be jumping on board. If you want to do it, fine. If you want to put out more risque photos and show a side of you, you know, because I know you like modeling, and that inspires you to actually stick to something because you enjoy doing it. And if that inspires you to learn about the business, and that inspires you to take entrepreneurship seriously, then I am 100% for it. That was my reaction. Like, initially it was like, yeah, I don't know about this. I don't think this is a good idea. This could be damaging to your image. It could affect your career. It could affect my career. Because at this point, we're both neither really entertainers. We have day jobs, right? We have livelihoods. And, you know, you have to be able to accept that that could be damaged if you do something like this. But it is reaching that point where I think OnlyFans could be a really interesting take of what goes on in the future. And whether or not you ended up showing more, I think there's inevitability. It's almost like once you get used to throwing off your inhibition, you're going to go crazy. I know you. But
I already have a lot of like, photos of that stuff, and you're just keeping it to yourself. You have to share it. I'm just kidding.
No. See, I'm the one who would say that. They're like, don't pretend. You're the one who's self-conscious. You say that, but I know you, right? You have, you don't have the confidence to want to show people like, oh, I don't want to show that. Like, I don't look good enough. And that's why suddenly you're inspired to like work out, all these workout videos, and you're eating healthy. I'm like, is this my wife?
Yes, it's hurting so bad to see my chocolate, to see my rice not being eaten by myself.
Like I said, if this inspires you to make positive changes in your life and you want to, you know, go more risque and it's entertainment, then I'm open to it. I'm open to what OnlyFans could do. But here's the thing, right? You need to do your research. You need to first understand the implications of, if I do this, what am I cutting off? Because you may be making short-term money,
right?
But you may be cutting off career paths. You may be affecting my career path. You need to understand the full implications of that, right? So if that's first thing, you need to look into that. The second thing is you need to realistically understand how much are you making? And how long is this sort of livelihood? Like, can people do it for 6 months and people get bored of you? Because can you imagine, like,
I know,
you look at anyone naked long enough, at some point,
what's next?
Who cares? Seriously, it's like, you know, you look at your wife for 10 years naked, at some point you just glossed over. Here's my analogy, right? This is the one thing I tell people all the time is, you know, you could be the richest person in the world. You could buy a Mona Lisa. You could hang it up right in your entrance foyer when you walk in every day and appreciate it. That's the Mona Lisa. But I guarantee you, after 10 years, you're just going to walk in, throw your shoes in a corner, and not even notice it's there. You become desensitized to it. It's the same thing when you buy a new car. You love that new car smell. After 2 or 3 years, you treat your car like crap. You're eating your McDonald's and French fries are falling over the side of the crevice that you can never get out of it.
On the person, right?
The vast majority of people, they lose that sort of initial, you know, sensation.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you need to understand
point.
that.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? Really important about the money scenario. And then I think the other thing you would need to take a look at is, like, how far do you need to go? So we need to sit down and we need to do research. We need to subscribe to a bunch of people and see what they're doing.
That's right.
Both people in the adult entertainment industry, because I'm willing to bet you have no idea how far they're willing to go.
Right.
And some of these, you know, mainstream people like Bella Thorne, let's subscribe to her and see what people are paying for. Because I don't know, like I can't imagine. Actually, no, I can. Like people like Bella Thorne and a lot of YouTube influencers, you start to develop this need for attention. where you're willing to one-up yourself to do something more extreme each time. It's part of the reason why controversial figures like Jake Paul and his brother Logan Paul are willing to go crazy and do one more additional thing for YouTube until they do something that's like one step too crazy and they get banned from the platform, they get arrested. They realize I pushed it too far. I think OnlyFans is the same sort of thing. You're going to start finding like, I need to push it to become more popular, make more money. And the question is, this isn't YouTube where YouTube's like, well, no, this is our hard line because we know if we don't put rules in, people will put pranks where they shoot themselves through a book to stop a bullet and people get killed doing that, or they eat Tide Pods and people die from it. Like, people do stupid shit to get attention, to get views, to get money. And OnlyFans has no rules. I think it doesn't have any rules, right?
For now.
I don't know. Maybe, yeah. I think the rules are a lot looser, at least.
Right.
And so that's where you have to start figuring out where your line is by looking to see where everyone else is drawing a line. If you don't understand where your line is, at some point, you're going to get a lot of people going like, here, well, for another $50, will you do this? I hope you're taking notes. These are the things you need to look into before you do OnlyFans. No way we're going to agree to do this until you do your research. Until I do my research too.
I've already done writing all that right there.
Okay. All right. So let's go through this checklist. So I guess we'll find out pretty soon how she goes about this. I can't say that I am 100% comfortable with you doing this, mainly because, I mean, let's be real, right? We made so many videos of you joking and laughing about how clueless you are. You can't go into this clueless, right? This is just not, like, this is my serious face. Now, you can't do this clueless. No way. There are implications if you don't do this well. And my other point is this, that if you're going to do this, you better do it damn well. You better ride it while you can because, hey, spring chickens eventually become KFC chickens. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I don't know if that makes any sense at all. All right, y'all. Well, let me know what you think, guys and girls, because, at the end of the day, I don't want to feel like I'm a prude. All right. I don't want to say, no, that's wrong, especially since we live in Vegas. And we've seen a lot of these nudie shows. And shoot, every time I go to a strip club, you're calling me up, I want to go too. So, reality is we're very comfortable with how people flaunt themselves.
Right.
And how entertainers want to do whatever they want to do. 100% in support of that. But we do have a livelihood here. And that livelihood could be affected by it. And I want you to understand also, all the other cons that go along with this, which is you get hounded by guys left and right. Not that I'm the jealous kind.
Right.
But, safety precautions are something that, let's just put it this way. If you are always downloading a virus every single week, your safety precautions are not on top of your mind. So how you reply to people, how you deal with trolls, stalkers, like, it's a serious thing that you need to look into, girl.
I need to learn. Really, for sure. And that's why I need you.
All right. First, okay, so forget about being a prude. You got to admit, the perception of you asking me to manage you is like basically what John is now pimping his wife out. Like, I don't know if I want that perception, Lulu. I don't want to be your manager. I don't want to. You want to do this. You need to learn the ropes. You need to do this. I'm happy to teach you the business side of things.
Yes, I need you.
You have to understand the business side of things, but you want to build your channel. I'm not going to be there showing you. All right, y'all. All right, ladies. This is how a pimps his hose. No way. Not cool.
This is a business. This is not just for fun. I'll be posting. Oh, it's fun. At the same time, it's a fun thing to do because I like, me. I like to dress up. I like fashion.
Dress up? You mean take off? Which one is it?
Dress up and then take off.
All right. I guess we'll see where this goes, y'all. All right, make sure you subscribe because we are going to track this journey here, and I will go into
great experience.
What is good YouTube content. So maybe we will get views from this, but more importantly, I hope this is an interesting lesson for a lot of other people out there, not just women, because there's actually a lot of guys I've realized are actually on this platform too. But you really need to think about this, and maybe I'll make a separate video of the pros and cons of this kind of thing Because you know me, I like to analyze things. I like to break
Yes.
things down. A choice still has to be made. And, I don't know. I don't know if there is what I would call a analytical decision that could be made for something like this. Ultimately, you are taking a pretty big leap of faith by doing something on OnlyFans because there still is a stigma. And when there's a stigma, stigmas in and themselves are irrational sort of expectations of society. So which means that if you do something like this, it's still, I think, rooted in potentially irrational choice. If you want to go against the grain. But hey, I've always been a black sheep. I've done what I want to do. I've gone against the grain. So I cannot sit here and tell you not to do it. That would be truly hypocritical. Okay, you all. Until next time. Peace.
Bye.